weirdo family. You know, I call you my weirdo family for this reason is because we have decided to make some goals with our lives, because we're fabulous 24/7. And when you do that, you agree to be different. You agree to be strange and unusual. And that is the definition of weird. Everybody else is just going on along with their lives, watching what everybody's watching on TV, wearing what everybody else is wearing, and doing what everybody else is doing and getting the exact same results. So we have agreed, wait, lean in real close. A group of the hood, and we're all up in the blinds, so be all up in the blinds. Lean in real close and say to yourself, I agree to be strange and unusual. I agree to be weird. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to go that far. But you are agreeing to change your life. Now, listen, I did not say it was going to be easy. I did not say it was going to be hard. It just is. It's just a fact. And when we are setting goals, we will have some setbacks. Oh, yes. You better prepare yourself. Get your little blanket, get your pacifier, get your cup of enormous tea, because I don't drink coffee. I think it tastes terrible, but whatever. Get your mug of enormous tea and prepare yourself. Now, with great change, with great difficulty, with great triumphs come great results. Today, we are going to talk about the inevitable setback. Ooh, that sexy setback. The stuff that is of legend. People get setback and they're like, never mind. Forget it. I'm not doing nothing. Well, as your life coach, okay, so my actual title is life coach, behavioralist, motivational speaker. I don't like the term life coach. I like keeping it real, coach. Because I can't tell you how to run your life, but I can keep it real so you can make better choices for yourself, so you can have the life you want, meet all your goals, and be like generally bad. I mean, bad like in a good way, not bad in a rotten way. But anyway, I digress. Setbacks. How you deal with setbacks, there's like three things. Number one, we're going to go number one first, is you set things up in your life so that you have either no setbacks or the setbacks are not as impactful. This means that, number one, you set a routine. You get your butt on a routine. Like people who are not on a routine in their lives, like, oh my God, what do I do? People who are on routines, we wake up in the morning, we know exactly what we're going to do. We know exactly what's going to happen. And when things change, it doesn't matter because we have that routine. We just keep moving forward. Now, I'm not going to get into making that routine this time, but come back next week and we are going to get deep into the routine game. Make sure you got that popcorn ready. It's going to be juicy, or not really juicy. I'm trying to talk it up so you're excited about it. But once you get on a routine, it will hands down change your life. So, story time. Jazz hands. Yeah. Back in the day, okay, circa 2002, I was going to California State University, Fresno. That's right, I was in the know. And I think it was my last year of my undergraduate. Now, don't feel bad for me, guys. I graduated with honors, and then I was like, this wasn't so bad. So I decided, my crazy self decided to go get like a master's degree. Don't feel bad for me because I actually did get the master's degree, even though my last year, all I did was type and cry because writing a thesis can be hard. Anyway, let me get back on track. Story time. I lived in an area that was just all apartments. There was no houses, and they were all 2 and 3 stories tall. It was not an affluent part of town. It was just working class and students. So it was just your regular, slightly impoverished neighborhood. And in this neighborhood, they accepted something called Section 8. It was subsidized housing. And I had a couple of neighbors that were receiving this. And one neighbor was named Mr. Cockroach, my man. He was the kind of person who was elderly. He burned every bridge in his life. He was in and out of prison. He had very few friends, and the friends that he had were ratchet. Just call it like it is. And he was alone, but he was a ride or die neighbor. He helped you, you help him. Everybody is copacetic. But that's how things should be. You help the people that you love and like. They support you, and your community is better for it. But anyway, you don't expect to have life lessons from people, but I learned so many things from Mr. Cockroach. Now, his name used to be Mr. Cornbread after some drug addict in a movie, but my other neighbor could never get his name right. And she would call him Cockroach. And I'd say, excuse me, ma'am, but it's Mr. Cornbread. And she's like, nah, cockroaches are better. Because even in the apocalypse, you can never get rid of a cockroach. They just keep coming back. You can't get rid of them, just like Mr. Cockroach. So I'm just going to call him that. And we all started calling him Cockroach. Well, he was lamenting about his life, saying that he had so many regrets, he couldn't change things. And I was like, it's never too late to change things. And he was like, girl, I'm 66. And in the back of my mind, I thought, yeah, 20 years ago, you look so old. You knew Jesus. Like, that's how old you look. Like, you saw Jesus walk across the water. So you're trying to tell me you're 66. I'm skeptical. But anyway, we'll just take that he was 66. Yeah, we'll believe that. Rest his soul, he has passed away since. And I said, it's never too late. You have to present yourself in a way that people really, really like. You have to set yourself up for success. And that starts with your parents. You have to wear clothing and dress and groom in a way that you can afford, but then it's the nicest that you can do. You got to do the best you can do. He's like, I don't have any money. I can't even afford Walmart. I was like, well, there's thrift stores with $10. You can get a couple of outfits. Now, listen, guys, this is 2002. Thrift stores now are crazy expensive. Back in the day, it was cheap and you could get really quality things. So anyway, he said his check was coming and he was going to take his little $10 down to the Five and Dime thrift store and get him some cute outfits so he could be flossing. I was like, great, Mr. Cockroach, show me when you get them. I can't wait to see what you got. A couple days later, I am walking home because I did not have a car. Tuition, car, tuition, one out. And I hear, hey, Miss Keisha, hey, girl, I got something to show you. I turn around and Cockroach is wearing every shade of purple that you could possibly wear. I'm talking about the fuzzy hat, the purple shirt, the purple vest, purple pants, purple shoes, and he has painted his cane purple. None of the purples matched, and none of the textures matched either. And he was grinning from ear to ear. He was like, don't I look fly? And I was like, oh, yes, Mr. Cockroach, you look so purple. And he's like, yeah, purple's my favorite color. I'm trying to get Prince a run for his money. And I was like, well, I think you've achieved that, Mr. Cockroach. And he said, look at these clothes. They come from a sweatshop in China. And I said, I was appalled. I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Cockroach? You are talking about a marginalized people. They are subjugated to terrible conditions. They're exploited. They are treated terribly. That is despicable. Without even taking a breath, he said, girl, I don't even know what the word duplicable means. All I know is I look fly. And he turned and walked away. And in that moment, I said to myself, you must always speak to people in a way that they can understand, because Mr. Cockroach had no idea what the word despicable meant, let alone how to pronounce it. All he knew is that he looked fly. So this is lesson number 2. Talk to you yourself and the people around you in a way that you can understand. Because if you cannot understand what you are saying to you, nobody else can understand you either. If you want to meet your goals, you must approach yourself in a way that you can understand. This means when you set that routine, which we will talk about next week, if you say, I'm going to get up every morning at 4, but you get up every day at noon, you're not talking to yourself in a way you can understand. You're not getting up at noon. I mean, you're not getting up at 4. You can barely roll out of bed at 11:59. Talk to yourself in a way that you can understand. Read books that are books that you can identify with. Talk to people that you can identify with. The more that you speak to yourself in a way that you can understand, the more you will learn, and then you will elevate yourself to then understand many different kinds of people, many different kinds of things, and then you can talk to yourself in a higher level. And I don't mean like educationally, I mean emotionally. You must be able to talk to yourself in a way that you can emotionally understand. This goes to saying negative things about yourself. I can't do it. It's too hard. It's too cold. There's not enough tea. I mean, sometimes I do want to whine, and I do whine to myself. But don't tell anybody, because sometimes I do whine to myself. But whatever. You just have to say, that's my friend I'm talking about. I'm not saying nothing mean to my friends. I'm not going to whine to my friend. And that friend is you. You are your friend. And you must talk to your friend, AKA you, in a way that you can understand. Number 3 is, now this is the most important thing. Get your pen. I have a highlighter, but I can't find a pen, but it doesn't matter as long as you can write. Get your pen, get some paper, and write this down. Oh, I'll wait. I'll wait. Are you ready? Did you get a pen and paper? Okay, great. In order to meet your goals, in order to deal with setbacks, you must give yourself plenty of time, and you must be committed. I know that word is taboo, commitment. You must give the amount of time you need, and you must keep doing it over and over and over and over again, even when you're sick of it. This is how you overcome setbacks. You will do that, whatever it is, every day for a designated amount of time. So I am a professional belly dancer. I know, belly, not ballet, belly. I'm a professional belly dancer. I've been dancing since 1999. People say that I'm pretty good. And you know why I'm pretty good? Because I practice every day between 5 minutes to an hour every single day. Since 1999. So people say, how'd you get to be so good? My chunky butt practiced. I gave the necessary amount of time. There was times where I was like, I do not want to practice. I don't even want to go to practice. When I go to practice, I either drive to Fresno or I drive 25 miles away from my house to take a lesson. Then the times that I'm not going to take a lesson, I'm at my house practicing by myself. I'd rather be sewing, reading, kissing my puppies, anything but practicing, but I do it every single day. So if there's a setback in dance, it doesn't matter, because I will have many other opportunities to practice and try. So you have to agree Set a routine. Talk to yourself in a way that you can understand that's nice to you. And set aside the time that you need and be consistent to a fault. This means no matter what, you are consistently working to meet whatever goal that you picked. So if it's, I'm going to pick my nose, well, you better consistently be picking your nose. If it's, I'm going to get out of debt, everything you are doing in your life is set up so that you can get out of your debt, so that you can start to build wealth. If you say, I want to have a better self-image, everything you are doing in that moment and in that time is so that you can meet that goal to have a better self-image. It doesn't matter what it is. Set a routine. Say nice things about yourself and keeps it pushing. That is the consistency part. Anyway, my name is Keisha. This is the adventures of Amy Echo. Amy Echo is my business name. And you are all my weirdos because we're going to be weird together. We are going to kick some butt, meaning our own butt. And we are taking names, meaning that we take our name, it means something, and that name is attached to a goal. So we're going to deep dive into all of the things that I have just talked about, and we're going to agree that we bad. We're going to stay bad in a good way and meet every single goal that we could possibly ever meet. Stay tuned for more stories about Mr. Cockroach because I have a grip. Stay tuned for more stories about my beautiful life. And I look forward to hearing more from you.